Hi, groovy friend. It's Ananda Leeke here with a thriving mindfully community. Today, I wanted to take a moment to slow down and pause and reflect on where I've been in the past year since Mr. George Floyd was killed. And I want to invite you to reflect on where you've been. I know for myself, last year, when I saw Mr. Floyd get killed, and all of the emotions that rose up in me, the thoughts, the fears, the anger, the, let's just call it what it is, rage, and what that did to me, and all the stress and all of the anxiety and all of the bullshit that BIPOC people like myself, like my family, my friends, my ancestors, for more than 400 years have endured in this place called America. And something happened to my voice. Something happened to my voice. And I struggled with that for most of last summer until I decided to get some help. And my voice was strangled by stress, anxiety, not believing that I had the time to pause, to slow down, and to take care of myself. But in August, I decided to take care of myself. So I sought out support from a therapist, from my coaches. And since then, I've been on the path to diving deeper into my voice. And one thing I wanted to share with you today is a poem that I wrote several years ago about my voice. And I hope it inspires you to go deep and look at what have you been doing or what has happened in your life that has strangled your voice, that you have struggled with in speaking your true voice. What has happened? So here's the poem. It's called I Flew to the Sun and Burned. It's in my book, That Which Awakens Me, available on Amazon. I flew to the sun and burned. Every soul has its own voice. In order to hear mine, I sat still and connected with the air I breathed until I heard wisdom. Wisdom spoke, and that's when I flew to the sun and burned my ego to ashes in an act of surrender. I later learned that this ritual would need to be repeated each moment that I discover my residence in the land of surrender changes. So I keep my mind quiet and wings ready to fly to the sun at a moment's notice. And so, returning to this poem and reflecting on why it is so important to honor that our souls, your soul, has its own voice, that it deserves to be heard. And the only way that it's going to be heard is through this act of surrender, by releasing, by letting go, by slowing down, and allowing the voice space to speak its truth. And one of the ways that I've been able to do that is through meditation and mindful journaling. That's right, meditation and mindful journaling. Both of those practices are mindful self-care practices that have allowed me to nurture my spirit, my heart, my mind, my body, my breath, and my life in a way where I can now have a clearer understanding of what my voice is trying to say, and where I can see where I have struggled and strangled my voice with stress, with anxiety, with rage. And I can allow that rage to come out. Now, let me tell you, I'm still working on releasing my rage. I'm still working on identifying it and acknowledging it and expressing it and then transforming and then releasing it. This is a process. And I'm telling you, I cannot do this kind of self-care work, this kind of personal development work by myself. That's why I am a big believer in getting support. And that support can come from, as I mentioned, a therapist. It could come from a self-care coach or a life coach like myself. It can come from community. It can come from accountability partners within a community. So I want to invite you to join the Thriving Mindfully community, a digital sacred space for the stressed and time pressed. And if that sounds like you, join us. Claim your free membership at thrivingmindfully.net. I look forward to seeing you in the community. If you'd like to know more about me, go to anandaleeke.com. If you'd like to know about this wonderful book that I read this morning, this poem, That Which Awakens Me, from my book, go to anandaleeke.com/books. And thanks for taking a moment to be with me in my Chakra Castle bedroom. You see my plants behind me. I got 2 plants. Let me show you. Let me do this. Yin and Yang. And they're surrounded by crystals, all kinds of crystals. That's right. All right, we got my sun lamp. You can see here, got my little space. Yeah. Can you see the sun lamp? The salt lamp. There's the salt lamp. Yeah. Okay. Y'all know it's still early. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.